By the end of watching this video, you're gonna know exactly how to land a high ticket sales role in the next 30 days by following these 5 simple steps. One thing to note here is this gonna be a fast to implement type YouTube video where I condense this to make this as short and actionable as physically possible, but you can go in the link in the description and get an hour more in detail, more in-depth training on exactly how to do this. So check that out there. Let's get into the video. So what we're going to be doing here in step 1 is essentially leveraging the YouTube algorithm to feed us high ticket sales jobs. So the steps we're going to be covering here are what makes logical sense. We're going to need to figure out what we want to sell, and then we're going to use YouTube to help it find the people who we are going to sell for. And then throughout the next steps in 2, 3, 4, 5, which are currently uncovered, but I'll cover them when we get there, is how to land the actual interview, what to do in the interview, and then how to get hired, basically. So let's go into step 1, the YouTube discovery glitch. So what we're going to be doing, and let's just, say for the sake of this video, because I already have a topic picked out, we have an interest in real estate and we want to sell something in the real estate niche. So some criteria that we're going to be looking for in a YouTuber that we're trying to sell for is a few things. So some of the obvious ones, they are legitimate. They seem legitimate. They have over 25,000 subscribers. They have the website link in their bio that has a calendar to book sales calls. And then at the top here, they show up fast when you look up a certain topic, which I'm going to explain here shortly, which means they're a leader in the space. The reason we picked YouTube, first of all, is when there is someone who's making content online, who do you have a stronger relationship with? Someone you follow on TikTok or someone you follow on YouTube? You have a way better, stronger relationship with someone on YouTube. So if you're selling for someone that has a big YouTube audience, then they have a bunch of people that absolutely love what they talk about. So if they sell something that's related to what they talk about, they have tons and tons and tons of raving fans ready to give them money. And what we're going to do is find the leader in the space that we're interested in that has the most raving fans, because that way we're going to be selling to warm leads. So that's why we picked the criteria that we pick. For the sake of this video, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to find a niche thing to look up. So if your interest is fitness or something, you might say why the carnivore diet is a lie. Like, it's very niche. If it's like how to get into real estate, like that's a little broad. And it's better to do something very niche here, okay? So that's why I put how to do short-term rentals on Airbnb. And if you type in a how-to, you're usually gonna get someone, teaching something, which is ultimately, an educator is probably gonna be someone who's selling something in this niche. So let's get into it. So what we're looking for here is people that meet those 4 pieces of criteria. So just at a glance, I have this fancy thing called vidIQ that basically shows people their subscribers and stuff. You don't have to get this. You can just click and be like, oh, 19K, not 25, keep moving. And 19K is like, it's fine. Like, she's getting views, but like, we're going to go for 25K. We're going for the big boys today. So not at 25K. Ooh, 49K. And this is actually who we might be looking into further here. Let's keep looking a little bit. This person has 276,000 subscribers. Seems really solid. This guy is an accountant, so not it for us. Not what we're looking for. Upflip, 1.1 million followers. Let's check this guy out real quick. So he's got the subscribers. He checks that box. He seems legit from a small glance here. He looks like he checks some boxes, but here's something to note here. They have a sponsor for the video in the link here, which is like, maybe they're not making, I take it back. Start or grow your business with Upflip Academy. Okay, so they have their own thing here. Okay, their website's literally not working. So if their website isn't working and they have a sponsor for the video, it probably means that they're not making money from their business selling stuff to the people who watch the videos, which is a red flag. So this is someone worth not using the system on. We're going to go back and we're going to keep looking. So this is the guy who checked all of our boxes so far. Let's actually click on his stuff here. And I've watched a little bit of his video before, and we'll see what we can find. So he says, book a free 15-minute discovery call with us, and let's map out blah, 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 blah. Cool. Looks like he is booking calls. That's what we like to hear. Learn how to start, manage, and scale your Airbnb business. Seems legit guy. He's with this girl here. Okay, look at this. So I'm going to skip through this. This is what's called like funnel hacking. Don't do this in the actual thing here. I'm just going to skip through this fast. But when you're doing this, actually answer these questions. Test. But the beauty of this is it means that they're actually qualifying their leads and they're taking them through a process to make sure that they're only getting qualified leads on the calendar. And if I want to sell for this guy, I want them to have something like this. If they're just have like a straight calendar where all you do is put in your name, email, phone number, and literally anyone who is alive and has a pulse can book a sales call, that's not good. That's a red flag. But this person has this, which is awesome. So it's like, yes, I'm ready for coaching. Yes, I have money. Yes, I will show up to the call. I'll give him this one, YouTube. That's a good question. The last one, like, where did you come from us? Which means that they're not only relying on YouTube. They have other ways of booking sales calls, which is awesome. Cool. And yeah, I've already went through this before. So they pre-saved some of my information. That's not my real number. But what you are going to do when you're actually doing this is you're going to put in your real name, your real email, your real phone number, and you're going to spend time putting in a good application. I'll explain why in step 2 and step 3. So it looks like they're doing a good job over here. They do, in fact, book sales calls. And they got all that information before a 15-minute call, which is awesome. Because as someone who's experienced in sales processes, they have a 2-call system, which means that they have someone taking this 15-minute call, and then they have someone else taking like a 45-minute or hour-long call selling something, more expensive. This is where they're qualifying the leads even further, which means that they have a well put together sales team. We love to see this. So this is good news. He checks all of our boxes. What I'm going to go into here now that we have found someone is we are going to go into step 2. Boom. The sales team test. What is the sales team test? Let me explain it. So what the sales team step is again, in the example for you guys, I'm not going to put in my real information in front of millions of people on YouTube. But basically, because you put in your name, email, and your phone number, and you put in a well-detailed application, what a good sales team is going to do is they're going to call you within 15 minutes, 20 minutes, ideally 5 minutes, right? Because speed to lead is very important for a great sales team. So you got to think of it from this guy's perspective, okay? Mr. Real Estate Robinson over here, Tony, he wants to make as much money as physically possible, just like any other business owner ever. And speed to lead makes you more money as a sales team. If someone opts in and they're really interested in getting started with Airbnb and you don't call them for 5 days, they're going to forget that you exist because they're watching videos all day, every day. Like everyone has short-term TikTok brain. You got to call people fast, okay? Just like any other sales team ever. If you have experience in sales, you know this. So if we don't get a call within 20 minutes, here's what we're going to do. We are going to go over to Mr. Tony, Airbnb man over here, and we're going to check out his Instagram and we're going to shoot him a DM, okay? Look at that. That's what we'd like to see. This man has 88,000 subscribers. Subscribers, followers, whatever. You get the drill. And he was a podcast host on the Bigger Pockets podcast, which is like the biggest podcast for real estate and people interested in real estate, which is phenomenal. Good to know. 12 million in Airbnb, like super legit guy, like obviously. So what we're going to do here is we are going to shoot him a DM. Now that we tested the sales team and they failed because we waited 20 minutes and they didn't actually call someone, this is what we're going to do next. We're going to go over to step 3, which I'll reveal here for you guys, which is what I call problem communication. So what I mean by problem communication is we're going to communicate to him that there is a problem with the sales team that could be making him more money. So what we're going to send is copy and paste this message. So I'm not going to send it to him because I'm not a sales rep and I actually might try placing sales reps for this guy in the near future. But I would send this message copy and paste. So, hey, Tony, I recently opted into your funnel. Opted into your funnel just means I put your information in on the website and I noticed an issue. So like when you get DMs, this is like a big pro tip here. When you get DMs, you can only read the first line. If I'm a business owner and I'm trying to make money, and I just see, hey, Tony, I opted into your funnel. I noticed an issue. That's like, oh no, like this could be costing me money. I've personally had issues with my funnel that's costed me like 60 grand. It sucks. So anytime I see these DMs, I'm like, oh no, what's happening? So surprisingly, after about 20 minutes, I never got a call from your sales team. Now, maybe your team is just drowning in leads and trying the best to get back to me, or maybe your sales team is just simply a bit understaffed. But as you know, speed to lead is essential to growing your business, and this could be costing you a fortune. So we're saying here, like, I'm not going to tell you, hey, Tony, your sales team sucks, hire me. And like, that's the wrong energy. So it's like, you're giving them the benefit of the doubt. Like, I'm sure like your sales team's just drowning in leads, and because of that, maybe you're just like a little bit understaffed, but this is still costing you money. I'm actually a sales rep myself, and I love the world of real estate, would love to help build your company if you have room on your sales team. This here is magic, because now Tony doesn't know who we are. We are a stranger on the internet. But if day one, the first introduction that we have to Tony is, I'm helping you make more money. I noticed an issue with this and I love real estate. I'm a sales rep and I think I could make you more money by joining your sales team. And because I just spotted a clear problem here, that's going to increase your chances of landing a high ticket sales role with this person so much, because I get hundreds of DMs all the time about, hey Garrett, I'm a closer, you hiring? And I'm like, no, you look no different than the 99 other people who have also DM'd me. But if it's like, here's a clear problem that you might not know about with your sales team because you're a busy business owner, this might help you. And I actually could solve the problem that I just told you about, you hiring. They might literally be hiring because they're like, oh shit, we don't have a setter, or we don't have enough people on the sales team with all the leads that we're getting right now. We actually do need to hire someone. This person seems smart. Let's hire them, right? Really, really, really helpful stuff. So that's the message. Keep in mind here, you have to actually opt in with the right information and actually wait 20 minutes, or else they're just going to look you up and be like, this guy's lying to get hired. And people don't like liars. So it's important you start this relationship off right. So that is what we do. And keep in mind, not everyone's going to respond every single time. You need to do this like 20 to 30 times a day for a month. If you want to land a high ticket sales role in 30 days, it only takes one reply, one interview, one business owner, one YouTuber to find your first high ticket sales role. So let's move on to step 4, the interview. And for the sake of things, I'll give you guys a little help here. Get hired. When it comes to the interview, it's going to be what you ultimately would expect it to be. In most circumstances, you'll do a group interview with like anywhere from like 4 to like 8 other people. Or in this scenario, because of the way that you design this, you might just get a straight up one-on-one interview with either the sales manager or the business owner, which is awesome. So what you're going to do in this interview is be as raw and transparent and open as possible about what's important to you and who you are and what your experience level is, because most business owners have just hired salespeople before and there's no point in stretching the truth. Just be raw and honest and be genuine and be yourself and showcase your personality. Pro tip here, something that's going to help you in the interview process is, they're a YouTuber with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. Watch their videos, watch their client testimonials, and show up studied up. Like, if this guy is a coach for Airbnb, short-term rental investing, watch all of his videos on that and like be able to spit the lingo and talk the lingo in the actual interview process. It's going to be essential, because you're like, whoa, like this dude not only opted into my funnel, noticed the problem, told me about it, and is now made his way to an interview here. He's watched all my videos. He's done the research. Like, this guy's sharp. This guy's educated. This guy's like a hard worker. Watch his testimonial interviews with like his students, his clients, his whatever, and like rattle them off in the interview. Like, if they say, what makes you want to work for whatever the name of the company is, like Robinson Investing, whatever it's called. Be like, honestly, I saw your testimonial interview with Sheila. It looks like your clients get great results. It's so crazy to me how she started making $8,000 a month on Airbnb in 2 months of working with you. And I want to sell for a business that gets great client results. So I want to work with you. That's a like, whoa, like this person is so sharp, and it's going to help a ton in the interview process. Pro tip here, interview question, when they wrap it up at the end and they say, is there any other questions that you have for me? Ask this question. It's the best interview question I ever have been asked by someone, a sales rep that I've interviewed, which is this. Yeah, I do have one question. Based on everything that you've gone through in the interview process so far, would there be any reason that you might possibly not hire me? It's like objection handling, just like you would in a sales call. And you immediately, as the interviewer, are like, damn, this person's good at sales, because this is a good sales question in general. And if they have something, you can handle the objection. Like, you could explain it away. Like, I've done this with someone where I'm like, I'm not sure about them because of this one thing. And then they asked me that question and I just told them the one thing and I was completely wrong. It was something about like, they were in Germany and I was worried about the time zone. And he's like, oh no, I previously worked for US companies. I'm used to US hours. Like that's normal. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I hired the guy. So it's a game changer. And then step 5, you get hired. So this is the step-by-step blueprint that you need to do to land a high ticket sales role. This is the no bullshit, no fluff. This is how it gets done. And as I mentioned earlier, you can actually go to the resource in bio and get an hour-long, way more in detail, way more in-depth training. And then lastly here, although based on the criteria that we are looking at here to land the right high ticket sales role, you can have a bunch, you could be great at YouTube and have a link in bio that is booking calls, seem legitimate, but you still might run a shitty business. And there's a lot of red flags that can still exist in a high ticket sales business, which could be, maybe they're actually not getting great client results. Maybe their systems are just a mess. Maybe they're a smaller business where they're only making 40, 50 grand a month, and you're not going to be able to make 10 grand a month there because the business isn't doing over 6 figures a month. There are a million red flags that can exist in a business. And what we do at the Closing Bible is we actually vet out all of the businesses that we play sales reps for, our students, our clients for. We train them up, we review all of their sales calls, we get them to be savages at sales, we get them approved, and then we put them directly on interviews with businesses that are hiring that check every single box to make sure there's no red flags in the business, so that sales rep can just step in and start making 6 figures without having to do all types of crazy DM outreach on social media. So if you're interested in that, you can go to the link below to closingbible.com and book in a call with my sales team, and we would love to speak with you. We'd love to help you out in your sales career. So that is all for this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet, and I'll catch you on the next video.